Right, g'day everybody. Got some good news. Probably won't really have much of a quiz their content today. I just wanted to really show you some stuff. Obviously comparing simple and compound interest. This is a document Excel. I don't know if you've used Excel. It's a not word processing, a sort of data manipulation type program. Spreadsheet. Anyway, so what we have here are these little boxes are called cells. And I've sort of set it up so that our principal, our invested amount of money goes into this box, interest rate goes into this box, and the number of years to invest money goes in here. And what we're going to do is I can muck around by punching in numbers here, and automatically it'll work out these things for us. So if we have a look at this one here, these simple interest, remember what was the simple interest formula? PRN. Interest is the principal times the interest rate times the number of years. That's what this cell has worked out for me. I don't know if you can see. So it's A3, take that money there, times it by B3 times that one there, times by C3 times that one there. So if I change any of these, it'll immediately realise that there's some changes being made here. So if I muck around with that one there and I change that one to $20,000, automatically knows to change all this stuff for me. If I muck around with the interest, let's change to something like 4.75%, and let's make it over 50 years. Let's make it over 25 years. Right. It just knows to muck around and change all the numbers for me. But more interestingly enough is at the same time I've also written the compound interest formula. So I'm going to compare the simple interest formula and the compound interest formula. Right. So if we started out with $20,000 invested, we're going to get an interest rate of 4.75%, and we're going to leave it in the bank for 25 years. If it was just simple interest, my $20,000 is going to get me $23,000 in interest. That's pretty good. So together with my 20 and my 23 adds up to be $43,000. Now the other video when we looked at compound interest formula, P1 plus R, I can't write to the power of N in Excel, but I've just done a little hat thing, power of N, that's what that means. If you use that formula there for compound interest, P, $20,000, the rate, 4.75%, and I've done it for 25 years. If I put all that into a formula, I end up with $63,000. So comparing those two, clearly compound interest is far, far better. And the difference between these two figures is about 20 grand. The difference is $20,058. All right, so let's see how it goes when we compare these two amounts for say $10,000 and leave the interest rate, but we'll look at the time and see what happens in particular. If we have a look at say $10,000, leave it at 4.75. What happens if we do 1 year? Exactly the same. It's exactly the same amount. All right, we'll need that when we have a look at sheet 2 in a minute. Okay, so if I stuck 10 grand in the bank just for 1 year, whether I'm getting simple interest or whether I'm getting compound interest, I still have the same amount. What happens with 2 years? Is it going to be heaps more money? Let's find out what the difference is. If we go to 2 years. So I made a little bit more money. I made an extra $22 with compound interest. Let's jump forward in time. Let's see what happens at the 10-year mark. Have a think about what's this difference going to become? Hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. So we'll go from 2 years up to 10 years. Let's see what happens. Oh, there you go. So we've made an extra $1,000, $1,155.24. We've made a whole bunch more money using compound interest. Right, compound interest is interest paid upon interest. All right, so we stick our money in the bank and they figure out, remember what happens after 1 year? What was the story with 1 year? The story was with 1 year, there's no difference. What happens with 2 years? Well, with compound interest, they take the amount of money difference and they put it back into your account. All right, so let's have a look at sheet 2 and see what's going on. This isn't going to work. Oh, there we go. Right. So still the same deal, very simple on compound interest. Right, so I've hidden these. This is just boxes hiding some stuff here. I just wanted to concentrate here. So I've chucked in some numbers here. I've got $100,000. I don't have $100,000. $100,000 goes into the bank. I'm getting an interest rate of 4.2%. So on the 1st of January, I know the bank's closed, but just for the benefit of this example, let's say we walked into the bank on the 1st of January, $100,000, and that's my principal amount of money. And I walked in on the 1st of January with $100,000. The bank's going to give me 4.2%. What happens 1 year later? So on the 1st of January 2020, 1 year later, how much interest did I make? Well, there's my simple interest. Simple interest is P times the rate times the number of years. I was only in the bank for 1 year. So there's my interest. So at the end of the year, the bank gives me $4,000. Now, do I keep that money? Do I get it as a check? No, it just gets put into my account. There you go. So now in my account, on the 1st of January 2021, so 1 year later, now in my account, I have $104,200. Well, the good news is, let me chuck that over to the side there, if I continue to do that, here we are on the 1st of January 2021, so that's the same time as this, but this is now, if you like, starting all over again. 1st of January 2021, I've got $104,200. Still getting the same interest rate. And 1 year later, so now I'm going into the 2022, so 1 year later, this time the bank gives me interest not on my $100,000, but $104,000. That's how much money I had in the bank at the start of the year. So by the end of the year, 1 year later, on the 1st of January 2022, so now it's been in the bank for 2 years, I got paid more interest than the previous year. So now at the end of the year, they put that into my account and I have $108,000. Now if I keep doing that situation, if I keep doing that, another year rolls by. I've got $108,000 sitting in the bank now. I wait a year. I get paid more interest, better than the last year's interest. Now I'm at $113,000. If I keep doing that, look at my account growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Now if I continue to do that all the way down to the 1st of January 2031, so 1 year later, 2032, it was a long time away from now. Now how many years is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years later it's taken. It's 12 years time to get me down to this point here, adding up slightly as I go. So at the end of the year, the bank gives me some interest. It goes back into my account. So my account now has more money in it. Look at my account grow over time. Now, I'll chuck that one over to the side there. And I have a look at compound interest. The compound interest formula was to take my principal amount of money, $100,000. My interest rate was 4.2%. I left it in the bank for 12 years. And if I do that in one go, A equals P, 1 plus R to the power of N. So P would be $100,000. 1 plus 4.2%. to the power of 12 years. If I do that as one go, I get $163,000, 824 cents. What do you know about our last one here? It is the same figure. So simple interest and compound interest, sort of same, sort of different, but in particular with our banks, they put the money into your account, top up your account, and this is how it sort of rolls to your account to get bigger over time. All right, now as I said, there wasn't really a quiz associated with that. I just want you to have a bit of a read, a bit of a watch of that video, have a bit of a think about doing it. Okay, till next time. See you later.